Hi, I'm John Myers of the Blue Buffalo Group. Today's Ask the Expert topic is, with the requirements of time latency ranging from real-time to batch, there are scalability and performance challenges associated with large quantities of data that are different than other data sources' data stores. What has been your experience with the existence of the need for real-time data flows in the real world? This is a great question because large data sets have unique requirements in terms of bandwidth, transformation, and analytical processing, no matter what the time latency requirement is. The big question with these large data sets is, time is money. How fast do you want to go? The business challenge and operational risk for each of the scenarios associated with those large data stores needs to be assessed for the true latency requirement and not simply an arbitrary decision about real-time versus batch to be made on those particular areas. Two examples of this might be a business owner who comes in and says, I have gone to a conference. This conference talked all about real-time and how real-time is the competitive advantage that we need to have for our organization, and therefore we will be real-time in our assessments, or real-time in terms of our data flows. A technologist might make the same type of decision saying other organizations are real-time, our organization must be real-time as well. This is all well and good, but if this doesn't apply to the competitive advantage for a particular organization, or at least to the reductions of costs or risks associated with an organization, do you really get the value associated with moving to a real-time, near real-time environment? In terms of telecommunications, there's huge amounts of data that need to be moved from point A to point B. These records are associated with CDR calls from either landline or cell phones, or even data transfers moving from point A to point B. If anyone who has an iPhone knows it's on all the time, knows there's lots of data that's being associated with that particular activities for each of those subscribers. Now, as you look at it, you need to make an assessment in terms of risk for operations, or in terms of the business case, of whether you want to go real-time or near real-time as opposed to batch. In terms of network optimization or fraud, that case can be made fairly easily. In terms of network optimization, if you're running a route at a loss and someone starts moving large amounts of data down that pipe, that's information that you need to have in a near real-time environment, or as soon as you know about the situation, because those charges, those losses that you're associated with that particular network path, you can't recoup from either the provider who's allowing it to you or your customers who are using it. In terms of fraud, if you have premium rate services where you're passing dollars outside the organization associated with those services, you need to make sure that you make a decision on that fraud as soon as it starts happening, so that you can minimize your losses associated with that, because again, you're looking at green dollars leaving the organization for an operational risk perspective and or from a cost-benefit analysis perspective, and that's where real-time, near real-time comes into play. If you have two large data sets, one of which gets created in a real-time environment and another that doesn't get created until a week later or maybe a month later, you may not need to move that one set of data and compare it as fast as you would like, and or you need to make an assessment. Is that comparison valid in a real-time environment, and can we make that a competitive advantage, and a significant competitive advantage, so that it makes sense from a business case perspective? Other organizations such as retail have similar data requirements. They're pulling information down from grocery stores, looking at point of sale systems, whether it be consumer electronics or other types of retail organizations where you need to look at this data, but the question is, do you need to look at it in real time to establish a competitive advantage in terms of your organization? To review today's question, what has been your experience with the existence of the need for real-time data flows in the real world? I think that near real-time data latency requirements exist in organizations. The question is it a blanket statement, something that you make that we need to do this to everything about our business, or do you need to look at it in terms of a case-by-case basis so that you understand, are we going to get a cost-benefit associated with moving real-time, near real-time with our data flows for analytics or for processing and things of these nature? Well, thanks for listening. If you have a question or a comment about this topic, post it to the blog below, and have a great day.